Now, here's the thing about platforms that claim to be for everyone is that sometimes being black still makes you invisible. Now, this week, TikTok Australia faced heavy criticism after several black content creators reported racist treatment at its 2025 awards in Sydney. They were shoved off red carpets, they were ignored by photographers, and even dismissed at the very event that was meant to celebrate the work. Now, this is not one off. Sadly, it is a pattern. And today we're going to be unpacking what happened, why it matters, and what it tells us about the global social media platforms pretending to be inclusive. Now, the controversy began when creators like Florence, a nominee in the beauty and fashion category, publicly shared their experience online. Now, Florence said that she had been shoved off the red carpet, describing the moment as embarrassing and humiliating. And then another content creator, Nael, posted footage showing someone she said was a TikTok staffer dismissing her. Now, Niall also reported that multiple black creators she attended with were told that they weren't allowed to pose for professional photographers. And this treatment, she said, was noticeably different from how white attendees were handled. Now, of course, TikTok Australia has since denied that the person in Niall's video was a staffer, but the perception of exclusion and disrespect, unfortunately, remains. Let's watch.
This is for all the media.
Well, that's not our fault. That's the information.
Yeah, but this has nothing to do with you. We don't need your photo. We're not, they're not gonna. What are they gonna do with your photo?
Wow.
No, it's not gonna go anywhere.
That's crazy. That is rude as fuck.
I'm saying they're working for the press.
So sorry.
I will no longer be attending the TikTok Awards because I'm tired of being treated like this. This is a TikTok staff member saying, "We don't need your photo." What are they going to do with your photo? It's not going to go anywhere. Now, I'm assuming when he says we, because he works for TikTok Australia, he's saying TikTok Australia doesn't need our photos. So why are we here? Why are you inviting creators if this is a celebrity event? If that's what you're wanting, then say that. If you're inviting creators to be seat fillers, fill up your audience so that when the TV network plays your event, that they see that there's so many people there, then let the creators know that they're being invited as audience members and not as content creators. Don't go. Ladies and gentlemen, another villain has entered the chat. Meet Mitch Ross. Now, the one person I did not talk about is Mitch Ross because I didn't have his information at the time. Mitch Ross is the one that refused to take Florence's photo and yelled at her on the carpet. Yeah, if you guys don't know Florence, she was nominated for Beauty and Fashion Creator of the Year by TikTok Australia, and she was flown out for this experience. Because of you guys and because of everyone speaking up, Florence has found the courage to share her story, and she has posted it on her TikTok page. I'll insert a snippet here.
Something happened that kind of like I'm still trying to process it right now. Me and this other creator, she's also a person of color, we went on the carpet to get our photos taken because as we should, we got nominated. What the hell? We went on and I kid you not, there was like, I think 4 photographers and there was this photographer that was wearing a blue cap and I got on. This guy literally didn't take any photos and then he was telling me to get off. But it was just so embarrassing because I'm like, what do you mean you didn't take any photos? And you literally just shuffled me off stage. And then I've seen him take lots of photos of other people. He came, screamed in my face. I stood there like a fly on the wall. And she was like, "Sir, do not talk to her like that."
Life Without Andy has filtered their comments. They've now blocked me. So obviously accountability is chasing them, but they're faster. Life Without Andy is a company that TikTok hired to take photos on their red carpet. Jack is the one that you saw in my video saying this.
This has nothing to do with you. We don't need your photo. We're not, they're not gonna. What are they gonna do with your photo?
Wow.
It's not gonna go anywhere.
That's crazy.
And unfortunately, there's no footage of Mitch Ross disrespecting and being rude to Florence and refusing to take her photo. But since you guys have seen the evidence of how this man acts and how their company acts, I hope you guys can believe Florence that this happened.
TikTok Australia issued a public apology stating that it was deeply upset by the allegation and that the company explained that last-minute adjustment to the red carpet halved the event space, creating logistic challenges. It even said that it recognized its diverse community as core value and promised to take feedback on board to improve future events. And while the statement acknowledges the issue, many creators say apologies alone are not enough because it's quite unfortunate that the creative work of Black people has been celebrated only when convenient and packaged for clicks or commodified for platforms gain. Yet, at award shows and media events, the same creators are being shoved aside, are being ignored, or made to feel unworthy of recognition. This is not about TikTok Australia. Honestly, it is about a global problem, and it is a problem that is rooted in how Black talent is treated in spaces dominated by white decision makers. And if we are truly to have an inclusive platforms, they must do more than apologize. They must change the culture. They must change the policies. They must change the staffing that enable exclusion. Because incidents like this are far from isolated, because across the tech and media landscape, Black creators often face dismissal of professional contributions. And for platforms like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, the question is simple. Do they truly value the Black creators who fuel their growth, or do they celebrate them only when it suits corporate branding? Now, this incident shows us the gap between performance diversity and actual inclusivity. Accountability, unfortunately, requires action, not just statements. It needs platforms that must audit event protocols to ensure that equitable treatments for all creators, to make sure that Black creators have representation in decision making at the top level. Because diversity is not just a metric to celebrate, it is about creating spaces where Black talent is fully visible, is respected, and celebrated. And until this happens, apologies are just empty words for clicks and PR. Now, to all Black creators watching today, your work matters, your presence matters, your dignity matters, and to global platforms, the world is watching. Stop making inclusion optional. Stop making recognition performative. We need action. We need accountability. We need change, and not just an apology after the cameras stop rolling. Now, let's continue the conversation in the comment section. I do want to hear what your thoughts on this, and while you're at it, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. My name is Naledi Mfoloe, reporting live for ADNC in Johannesburg, South Africa.